I do have one quick question.
Yeah.
I'm starting to tie things together from the very first days that I was in Eckankar. Experiences I had over 30 years ago are all of a sudden making sense to me. And I had wanted to ask Duane this at some point, but it's just a question, if it's not appropriate now, just say not now. Okay, but the only thing I wanted to find out, Simha once took me to a place where I couldn't believe it, but she basically showed me, what it's really like on the when you're asleep, when you're in a body that's asleep, and basically all this stuff happens from a chamber, and this chamber provides. If the reptilians want loosh, they get the loosh from the chamber. If they want to change the way your perspective is, if they want to change something in your reality, they do it from there. The chamber actually is part of the technology that is used to help us interact and help us to learn from the larger simulation. The larger simulation being the whole world, the smaller simulation being our personal perspective of the whole world. But to tie the two together, basically, sometimes they'll fix a particular scenario for you to go through. And this is what I discovered recently, all right, is that I think everybody is in one of those chambers. We all have a body that is being associated with those chambers. I'm not sure who's controlling them, but I do know that, we are a created species. And so I'm trying to figure out, what do we do to get out of that chamber? What do we do to wake up?
Yeah, that's an age-old question. And the idea has always been that, we are to escape, we're not going to reincarnate again, and all these things. Well, again, look at what you've been through. Like you say, look at where you are. And yes, you're here because until you really recognize what the isness is, and that's the huge journey, you're just starting. No, this is where you'll be until you figure it out and learn to recognize it. So it's something that you cannot consider. And then from there, it's an endlessness. And again, look at Rebazar and the guides. They've chosen to stay here to do something real. They have a real purpose. So there's a whole lot more to life than what we've been told. Even through Eckankar, I went through all that, the babysitting days, and the idea was, well, you won't have to come back in a future lifetime or whatever. But that's not really the idea. There's a whole lot more to it, and you have to learn to see it. And when you do, when you realistically learn to see it, then you'll stop asking these questions. But until then, you're the seeker. And you're wondering, gee, how do I get out of the matrix? And the reptilians are controlling me or whatever. Actually, they're not. You have personally decided that they are, and it appears that they are, but your real awareness is in a position that, no, it's not so. But to recognize that and to have a real purpose with all life, that's the whole idea here, and to do something while you're here. So again, those are the old ideas that we came through in the spiritual past and whatever. And no, the new presentation has nothing to do with that at all. There's a whole lot more to it, but you have to learn to see it. Yeah, now it's time to recognize what's real and not just these considerations that we think is this or that. Yeah. Again, creation is an appearance. It's a simulator. And your real awareness already is. It's an isness to be recognized. And that's a big step. That's why there's very few of us here, because most people want the babysitters. They want to be told that they're going to be okay, they're going to be safe. But actually, no, they're going to stay in creation until they figure it out for themselves. And that's what we do. Yes.